All right, TikTok fam and fellow neuro nerds, we are going to talk about a really niche and horrendously complicated sensory system that we as physical therapists are qualified to treat if there are disorders of this sensory system. It is called the vestibular system. In particular, we're going to be talking about the organs of the peripheral vestibular system, which is this big thing in pink up here called the labyrinth. Now, this is quite complicated, but that's what makes it so interesting. And so I'm going to do my best to explain to you the function of this organ, the labyrinth. All right, so in this video, we're going to focus on the semicircular canals. When it comes to the vestibular side of the labyrinth, you basically have two sections. You got your otolithic organs, which are your utricle and your saccule, which I'll talk about in part 2, and then you've got your semicircular canals. You also have the cochlea, but this is responsible for audition or hearing, and so it's not part of the vestibular system. So you have 3 semicircular canals on each side of your head, and it is made up of a bony canal, which is sort of like a helmet for your semicircular canals, and then you have the blue portion, which is the membranous canal, and it holds in it a fluid called endolymph. Now, the blue portion is only about 1/4 of a millimeter thick, so this is like on the order of capillaries. That's how small these semicircular canals, or the membranous portion, are. Now, the bony canal is about 10 times larger in diameter, and so it's very effective at protecting the membranous portion of the end of each canal. You have what's called an ampulated portion. It's just a dilated portion that is 5 times larger than the narrow portion of the semicircular canal. So in each ampulated ending, there are cilia, and it's the deflection of this cilia that actually leads to our brain recognizing the sensation of angular acceleration or deceleration. So just know the semicircular canals are responsible for detecting angular acceleration. And basically what that means is when you turn your head, briefly, not continuously, like spinning in circles. So this hair cell or cilia displacement happens within the ampulated portions, otherwise we just call it the ampulla, and think of the semicircular canals as essentially accelerometers that help us detect how our head is moving in space in an angular fashion. And so basically, built into our head, we have 6 accelerometers. Each of these semicircular canals has a pair or a partner that make it a functional pair. And essentially what a functional pair is when one canal in the pair is excited or receives an excitatory response, the other one is inhibited. And so if you took my head and you drew an X, that would essentially split up the planes that the right anterior, so right anterior here going this way, and left posterior, and then and then the other way, the left anterior and right posterior, they're aligned in the same planes together, and so when one of them is excited, its functional pair is inhibited, and then the horizontal canals are functional pairs in themselves. I'll explain a little more in the next video why that's relevant.